everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Spark and Chaos, a journey of thought with Kyle and Leah. My name is Kyle Phillips, and with me, as always, is
Leah Clark.
We just finished watching My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 7, Victory or Defeat.
Is it victory or defeat?
Victory or Defeat. It picked up right where the last one leaves off, where Deku is paralyzed because of... Well, the audience doesn't know, but we know it's because of Shinso and his brainwashing quirk.
Brainwashing quirk.
And
he doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't know what's going on. Although, even though Ojiro told him, and
and he just doesn't know.
It's like, okay, whatever you do, don't say anything to him. And then Deku's like, I'm going to say something to you. But yes, the Deku versus Shinso fight dominates the majority of the ep. But we also have another fight, Todorks versus Sero. Well, we learned...
Which is a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. And we learn a bit more about One for All. So, mostly just Deku and Shinso. Yeah, and aliens, random aliens. But yeah, it was a good one. In this episode of the podcast, we have our usual Patreon Q's and A's, character fun facts and whatnots. No VA shout out this time, which honestly is very disappointing.
Weird. Yeah.
There were so many bits.
So many, and I couldn't place them.
I couldn't place them, especially that one girl. She was like, cool.
She was from a different show.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what show she was from. She just kind of popped in. It was like from Family Guy or something. I don't know. Yeah,
from Family Guy, yeah. My director brain definitely failed me, though. I was like, I couldn't place any of them.
Yeah.
There was either they sounded just so
many.
unoriginal, which is maybe rude to say, but like, or they were so intensely unique. It was like, I don't know who's doing this voice.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. So we will shout out one person, but yeah, no real segment. We won't segue into a segment for VA shoutouts. And then we have our fun episodic one in theme with Shinso and his quirk. Me and Leah are going to play Two Truths and a Lie.
We're going to brainwash each other. See who can be brainwashed.
See who can be brainwashed.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to it. I don't know why I always forget to put it in my notes, but we, of course, first are going to kick things off with this. It is an official segment. I always forget to list it. Show and tell.
Woohoo!
I had another one. It's big and cumbersome. And then Leah was like, here, I finally brought this in for you. And so I'm going to do this one instead. But yeah, so this is, do you remember the name of the guy? Or he's definitely in the Cleveland area.
He's in Cleveland, yeah. We got that from Fan Expo Cleveland.
This is the second one of these that I've gotten.
I think it's on the back of your record.
What?
Isn't that the name?
Oh, yeah. Surgeverse.
Surgeverse.
Hang on.
Or maybe it's Surge.
Yeah, you can look him up at SERGVERSE. And so he's an artist, does a lot of things, but one cool thing he does is like spray paint, like graffiti art on records, on LPs. So pretty cool. Here's one. If you're listening, only listening, it's Denki, and it looks great. Like it's like kind of stencil-y. And he's got some, like, the background's, like, kind of, paint splattered a little bit, but it looks cool, and it's a record.
Yeah.
For those curious, it's a Columbia record. More Sing-Along with Mitch. Miller in the Gang.
I think those are really cool. They would look really neat. Like, I could see that being decor, like, if you had 2 or 3, or, actually 3 or 5.
I would love to collect these, yeah. That'd be sweet. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Little Denki record. Thank you, Leah, for getting this. And thank you at Surgverse. Hopefully someday I'll make it back out there. I got my first record when I went to, before it was Fan Expo Cleveland, it was Wizard World Cleveland.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Back in 2020, before the literal last show I did before the pandemic.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Wizard World Cleveland.
Wizard World Cleveland.
I remember while we were there, Aaron Roberts was there as well, and me and him went to the Rock and Roll History Museum. And while we were there, we filmed a promo video for our upcoming May 2020 appearance in London for MCM.
Oh my gosh, London. You guys were going to MCM, and then you didn't get to go.
Later, we didn't get to go. Yeah, we ended up. We went a few years later.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah.
My last show before the pandemic hit was Supernova Gold Coast in Australia, and it was amazing. It was a good way to blow it out for...
Was Rico there with you?
Was he? Maybe.
There was a show, like, it was the week of, like, when the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And my agent at the time, I think we had the same agent, was like, hey, can you go to Australia next weekend? And I was like, no.
Oh. No, that was... There's another one called Mad Max or Madman Con, but it was in Australia and Sydney at the same time. Because I remember getting the call also, like, do you want to go to Australia? I'm like, I'm going to Australia.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, and so, no, I was like, no, I probably shouldn't. Like, it was so
Why?
last minute. Well, and it ended up getting canceled anyway because of the pandemic, yeah.
Oh, damn. Ours didn't. Like, obviously, because I went.
Ooh, that's crazy because Australia went hard on the pandemic.
Yeah, well, they were the first ones to get tests and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was there at the same time Tom Hanks was there. Remember when Tom Hanks
he got it.
Yeah.
He was like the first person.
to, like, come out and say, me and Rita got, yeah. And it was like, we were in the same area. Because it was.
And you didn't get it?
Not there.
Didn't get it?
I got it eventually, but not in Australia. Like, we were super careful. But I was scared, so I wanted to get a test before I flew home, but it was just too hard. Like, we couldn't make it happen. So I just flew home.
Do you know someone who still hasn't gotten COVID?
Unless you haven't gotten it. I mean, no. Everyone I know has gotten it.
I got it once.
You did?
Yeah.
I had it twice.
Oof.
Maybe even 3 times. Yeah, I had like 3 different variants, I think. And one of them was unconfirmed, but it was like my stepdaughter got confirmed COVID, and she was living with us, and both me and my husband were sick for a while.
Uh-huh.
But it went away really fast. But it was like during Omicron, where that one was like super contagious, but also weak.
There was also that theory that, like, January at Funimation, the January before, like, everyone was sick.
Yeah.
And so there was a theory that, like, kind of basically a lot of people had COVID before we realized it was COVID.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, I guess I'm just sick.
Guess I'll keep going to work.
Yeah. Whatever, gotta make the anime.
He's gotta save anime. All right, here's my Stone Tell.
Oh, yeah.
So I got this, actually, the last convention I went to was Collecticon Houston. And this is a little cloth baggie, which I think it's supposed to look like a makeup bag where you keep all your toiletries and stuff. And it's got a bunch of...
It's villains.
Villains.
Who's that? Next to Gigantomachia.
I don't know.
Looks
but
scary.
there's a bunch of villains in here that I don't recognize, but...
Here, let me see if I can name them.
Okay. But Toga's definitely on there.
Yeah, we got the Togs. That's Redestro. That's Sunny's guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Sunny bowed out, but then Colleen brought him back.
Oh.
Dobbs.
Oh. Dobby, yay.
That's Shigaraki? Super Saiyan Shigaraki?
I think that it's... Yes, that was supposed to be super... Well, but he doesn't have his hand on his face. Interesting.
Who's that?
That I don't know.
It looks like Todoroki's mom.
Oh, I bet you're right.
Is she a villain?
No, which is weird.
These are your paint pens?
Oh, but maybe later on, because I know there's like some weird story with Dobby's family. So yeah, maybe.
Ooh. Twice. Mr. Compress.
Yep. That is...
Oh, wait, don't tell me. It's not Stain.
Nope.
It's Larry Brantley voices him.
Yep.
Shoot. I don't know what's his name.
Spinner. And
then whoever that is.
Who is
this guy? No, it's not Izawa.
Like, why would he be in there if he's Izawa?
Who is that? Next to Gigantomachia.
I've never seen that person before.
Who is that? Next to Gigantomachia. I don't know.
He's apparently in my crew. But this was cool and perfect timing because I had something exploded in my suitcase, and I didn't have a place to put all of my pens, like my paint pens and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so somebody came up and brought me this, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, perfect timing. So all of my paint pens and stuff are in this little bag.
Wait, let me see. I want to see what paint pens you use.
Oh my gosh, so many.
I'm gonna guess not Sharpie.
I mean,
Is it Deco? You use Deco? Oh, you use the Posca or Posca.
Posca's one of my I use all kinds. I use Posca.
Oh, you do have some Sharpie in there.
I do have some Sharpie. I think Posca is probably my favorite. Yeah. So
cool.
there you go.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Boom.
Good times. And there's a little hangy, a dew hanging on the side. Like they put a little charm
A
on
little
it.
purple shamrock.
A little purple shamrock on the side. So that's my show and tell. Thank you very much, whoever brought me that. Houston Collecticon.
It just happened. You don't remember who brought it to you?
I don't remember the name. It was a lovely, sweet woman. So if you are listening, I love it. Thank you. Please credit yourself.
I was in Calgary and all my pens like exploded.
Oh, from the pressure.
Well, no, they didn't explode on the plane like as I would use them. You know, you prime them for a second, I'd prime them and
yeah,
blotch. I was like, what the hell?
That's from the plane. That's from the pressure from the plane.
Well, that's what I thought, but it was the whole weekend. Even after that would happen, it would keep happening.
It would just keep happening.
Yeah, and my handler was like, "Oh, it's because of the high altitude."
Yeah, is it that high that they kept happening? Yeah, that's real.
So I'm going to Denver in July. I wonder if I'll deal with the same thing.
It will do. Yes, every single time.
Because I ruined a lot of like prints. I'd be like doing a splotch everywhere.
You got to do that. Like, keep them in your carry-on.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, even still, but yeah, like the night before, just like, get all the explosions out.
They kept coming.
That's weird.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
I've never seen it do that before. I know in Denver, it's like you pop it once and then it's fine, but you are going to get that explosion for every single one of them. It's so freaking annoying.
Okay.
Denver and Albuquerque. Same
Albuquerque?
thing. Yeah, New Mexico's high altitude. Not as high as Denver, but it's definitely higher.
Higher.
So, yeah.
All right, that's show and tell. All right, the app. So we've got Deku versus Shinso. And President Mike at the end of it mentions this, but it's a boring fight. I mean, if you take away all the anime drama,
yeah,
like literally it's like, so Deku just turns around, walks towards the edge, stops, turns around, runs at Shinso and just pushes him, gets punched, and then flips him.
Yeah,
and that's
like backflip. I thought that was pretty scary. I don't know. I felt bad. I didn't realize that they could do that. I thought you had to like use your quirks the whole time.
No, you can fight. Because like if Ojiro had actually done it, his quirk is just he has a thick ass tail, so he would have just fought.
Yeah,
his whole thing is martial arts.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, it's you fight and you can use your quirk. I guess you don't have to.
Oh. I wish it would just more like you just have to use your quirk, because that way, if your quirk is fighting, then you can fight. But if you have like, your Ravity or a freaking ice hot guy, then you can throw ice on somebody who's about to like punch you.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do both. I don't know.
What do you
feel like
mean?
we should change the rules. I think you should only be able to use your quirks.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because some of them, like you said, like Ojiro has to quirk with his tail, and then the guys with the hard arms, Justin Cook and the other one.
Yeah.
Like, they can fight because that's their quirk. But if they're fighting somebody like Uraka or freaking, Icy Hot, then they should just. I mean, Uraka can just like float you before you hit her.
Well, she has to touch you.
Oh, well, see, she can be crafty. Like, that's more interesting. It's like, this dude's just, like, swinging because he's like, I got a log arm. And she's like, okay, cool. I'm going to duck your log arm, but I'm going to touch you here, and then I'm going to float you with your log arm.
Man, that's true. I wonder if that's, like, with Ochako, she could just touch Bakugo, and he's floating. I mean, then he can kind of still use his explosions, I guess. But
yeah.
If she were to have been paired up with someone like Shinso, she could just not say anything, float him, and then just push him out of the ring.
See? They shouldn't be able to, like... I don't know. I think it'd be more interesting, more creative. Like, it would make more sense in a training situation to where they have to figure out creative ways of how to use their quirks, like, for real life situations. You know what I mean? Like, how can you rely on your quirk? You can't just be like a wrestling match and like, oh, and I can icy hot you. Like, that's not fair. I don't know.
I disagree.
Really? You think they should be able to flip each other and stuff?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, at the core of it, it's just a 1v1 fight. It is. I think it's listed as or billed as a fight. This person fights this person.
But their quirk.
But your quirk, you don't want to rely on your quirk. You want your quirk to supplement.
I thought that was the whole point, is they're training at the school to learn how to use their quirk and their powers.
No, they're learning how to be a hero.
Fuck. Okay. And a hero, listen, Batman doesn't hurt people, right?
Yeah, he beats the crap out of homeless people.
Okay.
Haven't you seen those? Are yeah, Batman is the worst hero because it's like
he is.
Yeah, because he's just a billionaire cosplaying as a hero and beating up mentally ill homeless people.
Why was he beating up homeless people? I thought he only beat up like villains.
Well, I mean, it's oversimplifying it,
Oh.
but that essentially is, because it's like the Joker. He's like this mentally ill guy. Like,
yeah.
He's a mental patient.
He is a mental patient.
And he's obviously done very bad things, but yeah, it's like Bruce Wayne is this billionaire who's like, I want to beat up this dude.
I want to put a rubber suit on and kick his ass.
Yeah. You haven't seen... Man, that was like some of the best. There was a lot of good TikToks back in the day. One of my most watched TikToks is me using a sound of this guy that he did where it's... He's Batman, and you just hear he's beating up someone, and it shows Robin, and he's just like, hey man, I think you got him. And he's like, you want what he's having? He's like, no, that's what I thought.
Want what he's having?
Justice for Gotham. Oh, it's like Batman tuning up a homeless dude for stealing a loaf of bread.
Oh my
gosh.
That's what it was. It's like So Les Mis.
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone gets in trouble for stealing bread.
Exactly.
Wow.
But yeah, so most of the episode is... kind of Deku figuring out that he is passionate enough to break Shinso's brainwash.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a little lame.
So, like, no one else is passionate.
Like...
Pretty sure Bakugo is pretty freaking passionate.
I think he's pretty passionate. So, what I don't like, they, set it up to where it was going to be like this, but after the fact, when Deku's talking to All Might and Recovery Girl... All Might's Deku's like, I saw these specters.
Those aliens.
And he's like, I think they helped me get out of it because I don't fully own the quirk yet. So maybe it's in limbo. They're back to being self-aware or whatever.
Yeah.
They helped me break out of it. I would have been like, that makes sense. In the context of the show, that would be this supernatural event that would allow him to break Shinso's brainwashing. But then All Might's like, no, it's because you were really passionate. It's okay.
But what about the aliens?
Yeah, I like the Deku's theory that the aliens helped him.
I think so too. The only thing I wouldn't like is if that doesn't come back. If that was a one-off and we never see aliens again, then it's annoying. Because it's like, what? Then why? Why did you put aliens in there and not follow through? One day he sees aliens and then the next 6 seasons, never again.
Never again.
That is going to bother me.
I hope they never come back.
I hope they come back, just for continuity's sake.
Well, I think anytime that we are going to learn more about One for All, they'll come back.
Okay, that's fine.
Because that's what set that up, was it helped us learn more about One for All because of the aliens.
Okay, well, that's cool. What I don't want is shoot, we set this up. How are we going to get Deku out of this? I know, aliens.
Yeah.
That will suck.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shinso's quirk seems pretty overpowered.
Yeah.
All you have to do, he'd be a great villain.
I have a fun fact and whatnot about that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he would be a great villain.
He'd be a great villain. Because, someone just has to talk to you, and you can just be like, got him.
Yeah.
And be like,
you just have to stay
shit
quiet.
Your pants. And they'd be like, all right.
And that's part I don't really get. So you talk to him, and then he brainwashes you. But he can't brainwash you unless you talk to him.
Yes.
So as long as you're quiet, he can't brainwash you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's easy.
And it seems like so that's one downside. The other downside is if that person is physically jostled. Because, like, remember Ojiro talks about he was brainwashed and then someone bumped into him and it, like, knocked him out of it. So
Oh, yeah.
that weakens it pretty intensely. But if, you could be like, if he was a villain, he could be like, let's break into this bank. And, like, we got to do it. He's like, I got it. Like, hey, what time is it? And they're like, 11 o'clock. Boom. And then, like, hey, go unlock the vault.
Yeah.
Load it into our car. All right. Like...
That's kind of cool.
As long as someone didn't bump into him. I guess he'd be a great villain for like a year. But then once people realize, like, oh, okay, so don't talk to
that dude.
And then if you do get brainwashed, if you see someone being brainwashed, just bump into them.
Yeah, that's true.
Then he's screwed.
Then he'd have to, like, find a different quirk.
Or he'd have to learn how to fight. Like, because honestly, I don't know why Deku didn't use his quirk after that. Like, to throw him out of bounds or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Shinso, if he just was a better fighter, he could have still won.
Who? Shinso?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it came down to just Deku pushed him.
And he flipped him over,
then flipped him over. His patented Bakugo flip.
Well, that makes sense because it's like, I don't know, Shinzu's probably not used to having to fight, so he just goes and stands there and it's like, hey.
Hey.
That's it.
I
win.
Man, Jared's voice is so cool. He's just like, that's it. I win.
His voice is cool. I at first thought it was weird because he sounded old, but now I get it. He doesn't sound old. He just sounds dark and menacing.
Yeah, it's real gruff and gravelly, but it's got a youthful quality to it. So one of the first things though that happens is Dave, as President Mike has this line, he says, "That's the festival for you." And I appreciated what they did. So anime fans, you might notice this, where a lot of times characters, they're like, "Oh, here's the line," and their mouth just stays open.
Yeah.
We call it catching flies. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, your options are, he could have said, "That's the festival for you."
Oh gosh.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
Or just for ya.
And then smiled about it.
Yeah.
But he laughed into it.
He laughed.
That's good.
I thought that was good. So, as a script adapter, it's like, or if you're rewriting in the booth, it's like, all right, let's try and end this on a vowel.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be like, that's the, for ya, that's the festival. La, la,
Fola.
Because that's weird. You're expecting some mouth movement. There's none. Say, yeah.
I once wrote a line that had one of those. I just made it one of those because
hell yeah.
I think it was like Jade that had it, so it was great.
Nice. Hell yeah, that works. But yeah, I always appreciate stuff like that, and that's a challenge of dubbing, especially in these episodes of that seem to not get as much cash behind them, where the animation's not as
great. Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we got to be creative about this so it doesn't look too dumb. Okay, I have a maybe inconsistency.
What do you mean?
So, Ojiro, they're talking about Shinso's power. Mm-hmm. Ojiro's talking to Deku, because there's the current fight, and then we flash back to like 30 minutes earlier when Ojiro's talking to Deku, and Ojiro's like, "Yeah, I don't remember anything," and he talks about it before they even started. He's like, "I was brainwashed. I don't remember anything. All of a sudden, I came to." Deku, that didn't happen with Deku at all.
No. Why
did Deku have inner monologue?
Because he was passionate, so he was able to get through it. That's just what it says.
He was passionate.
So he was able to beat him. I mean,
that's
I don't
stupid.
Know. It is stupid. It's not okay.
Yeah. It's not okay.
No, they just leave us hanging a lot. They give us a bunch of these holes, and they expect us to just fill it in.
See, I think it would have been better. Yeah, because Ojiro was like, I don't remember anything. And then we cut when Deku was experiencing it, he's just like, what's going on?
I know. That's why I didn't get that either. It's just like, you're supposed to be brainwashed.
Yeah. It would have been better if he's just walking and then he sees the specters and they do it. I'm gonna choose. Okay, in Dark My Hero, we're gonna fix this.
Okay. Dark My Hero.
Dark My Hero.
He gets possessed by these dudes.
Yes.
Yes.
By
perfect.
the aliens.
By the aliens.
They make him do the finger thing.
Yes.
So we'll fix it.
All right.
In Dark My Hero.
Dark My Hero.
Other than that, is there any like? Oh, well, okay. So what would be amped up in Dark My Hero with Todoroki and Sero's fight? Would that be any more gruesome, or would it just be?
Well, I mean, it would be the same, but it would have the bodily reactions. I mean, if you're frozen, you're gonna be like blue and like shaking and like.
You get frostbite.
Yeah, total frostbite. And then Todoroki's just like, sorry about it, and then he puts his hand on him and melts the ice, and he's like, that hurts,
Yeah, that would be painful.
Yes.
To go from being frozen to being melted.
Yes, that's Dark My Hero. Like that, it's the same shit, but he has a proper reaction, and we
Sero,
see
like,
it.
he has to have like his like appendages cut off because they're frostbitten.
Yes. Oh shite.
Okay.
And then like a new one sewn on because he has to finish the series. So. He can't just all of a sudden not have legs.
Well, no, Recover Girl, she can heal him, but it takes a long time, like a long time.
Oh yeah, and then we like see like the bodily reactions, like the pus, like forming.
His toes are coming back.
Yeah, that's gross.
Hell yeah, I like that.
That would be good.
Speaking of, so this is normally where I do a VA shout out. I'm so mad at myself.
Why?
I might try.
That was a lot.
I know there were so many bits.
Like so many bits.
So many bits because there's the bits when Shinso remembers when he was in middle school, and they're like, "Your quirk is so cool," and then there's that girl. Like, wow, don't brainwash me.
I know. Was that Wendy Powell? Like, what?
I don't know.
Who was that?
I need to find out. But so there's them, and then when Shinso loses, there's all the crowd. They all say stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was so weird. That's never happened.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, the crowd is identifiable and has opinions.
Yeah.
And we get to hear them.
And it's quiet enough. Like everyone's like, shh, let them talk.
I know. What? No.
I'm just so mad. I'm so mad. This should have been a really big VA shout out segment, but I could not place them.
I think.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Well, I think everybody else should try to place them and then tell us who they were.
Yeah, if you can figure it out. Although,
let us know.
That's kind of a faux pas.
Why? A fox paws.
A fox pox in the on like the Twitterverse.
Why? To find out who's playing what?
No. It was a whole thing where people would be like, an episode would come out and someone would be like, "Oh, at Leah Clark, is this you as this character?" And you'd be like, "No."
Oh.
Like, that became a whole thing. And
I didn't know that.
Some voice actors would get really upset about it. They'd be like,
really?
Please stop guessing who it is and tagging them.
Oh, I wouldn't care.
I don't care either, but
I don't think it's funny. It's like, who's getting mad? Oh. Whatever. I don't get mad. If you want to find out if it's me, just at me. I don't care. Although I'm not on X because it's gross.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys can figure out who all those voices were, that'd be cool. Especially the girl.
Yeah, especially the girl that looks like she doesn't belong here.
Yeah, she's like, Shinso, that's what?
Oh,
cool.
I'm from Bub's Burgers. I just stopped by to be in the show for a minute.
Yeah, so yeah.
What? Oh, shit. Okay.
But yes, of course, the one that we would do a VA shout out for, the big one, of course, is Lucy Christian taking over Recovery Girl from Julie Erickson.
She did such a good job. She has such a cool older voice that we don't ever get to hear.
Well, she was the narrator. She was an old woman voice narrator in some show. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. I think so. It's
What was that? Oh my god.
It was kind of like obscure. It was like a red, girl had red hair.
I don't remember.
It was like a spin-off of Red Riding Hood or something.
Snow White with the red hair?
Is it? No. It's something different. It has a Japanese name, but I feel like she's the narrator in that. Because it's like, once upon a time, I'm old. Everybody who's old sounds like this, even though they don't.
Except for my old man voice, which I've gotten to use. Morgan actually cast me in, well, I don't know if it's out yet, but there's a game where
You're an old man?
I'm an old man.
How?
I sound like this. What? Oh, watch out.
Oh, no.
And because I developed that voice directing Kent Williams on Ace Attorney because he's the judge.
Yeah.
And you know how Ken sounds, but
Yeah.
he does this voice, basically. Oh, defense, do you have anything to say? And so I would just start doing it with him.
Yeah.
And then later on, or in season 2, the judge's younger brother is the judge for a couple eps. And I was like, Kent, who should be your younger brother? He was like, you.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so I was like, so I got to do that voice. And so every once in a while I get to use it. It's
oh my gosh.
It's my favorite voice.
I love that.
I love being an old man. It's great.
See?
It's a lot of fun.
And I love being a nerdy boy. I'm a nerd.
Ooh. I can't do it.
I'm boys. Wait. No, it's like an old boy. I'm old and 12 at the same time. It's Kobe trying to be old.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, that's some layers.
Yeah.
Kobe trying to be old. Okay, so then back to the fight with Deku and Shinso.
Mm-hmm.
I love when Deku breaks out of it because of the aliens. They busted him out of it.
Yeah.
The trance. And Shinso's like, oh shit, like he broke out of it, and he's like, oh, this is my favorite part of the episode. He's like, oh man, did he figure it out, or no, he's known the whole time. All right, I gotta get him to talk. Hey, say something.
Oh yeah, say something.
It was so dumb.
It was so dumb, but hysterical at the same time.
Yeah, it was great. I was like in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sitting there, at micro speed, like, is he gonna try to like get him like riled up again? Like, I thought it was gonna get kind of maybe in Dark My Hero, like maybe Shinso knows about like his your dad, he's still out getting milk, and like really trying to like poke his buttons and like really get him riled. But instead, he's just like, say a word,
just say anything, say something now. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No,
Dark My Hero would have been better.
Yeah, he would have like exposed his shit.
Yeah.
He would have started
Todoroki tells me you're All Might's secret love child because your quirks are the same. And then people would have been like, oh my God, he's right. Like, what? And like Aizawa and President Mike would have been like, oh, that's crazy. Like, oh my God. So I think it could have been really interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
he could have like baited him to like see how far he would go.
Yeah.
Till he actually did say, okay, stop.
Yeah, he's like, please stop.
Yeah.
This time, I'm going to push you. Run out of the ring instead of walk out of the ring. But yeah, no, he instead just says, say something, which is so stupid. But it's fine. But yeah, and then fight ends. They do a little wrestling. Fight ends, and even President Mike is like, that was kind of lame, but
okay.
It's over. And that's the end of the Deku Shinso fight. So let's pivot into some Patreon Q's and A's.
Okay.
This is from Cock.
God, the rooster.
The rooster. What is your favorite adult animation show? Kyle, do not say a kid's cartoon like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and don't sleep on Family Guy.
Don't sleep on Family Guy. I actually do enjoy Family Guy. I used to not, but I realized I hadn't really given it a chance. But once my husband started watching it on a loop and like playing it in the background, at some points, I don't know, it just kind of grew on me. So I like it. I think it's funny. I think one of my favorite little snippets is when Chris is doing like a report in his class, like a history report, and so he like dresses up like all historical, and he's like trying to do a rap, and he's like, Alexander Hamilton was white. And that's it. That's the whole clip, and
nice.
I died.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay. My understanding of Family Guy is like Seth MacFarlane hasn't written for the show in a long time.
Oh, really?
And once he stopped writing for the show, it kind of fell off a little bit.
Who's writing for it then?
I don't know.
Other people? Did he sell it or something?
No, I think he just was like, I'm tired of the grind. He just wants to be an actor, I guess.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
He probably, at home, remotes in his pajamas to be
To be Brian and all
To be
those.
Brian and Peter, and he's Brian. He's a lot of voices, right? He's Quagmire, Peter, Brian, Stewie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize he was Stewie, too.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good voice actor.
Look at that guy to go.
For me, my favorite adult animation show. I mean, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I don't know if you ever watched that.
No. Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Will always hold a special place in my heart. So there's a rip George Lowe, by the way. There's a it's like a talk show. It's a late night show is the format. And it's Space Ghost, who was like a kind of a secondary hero. He was like a Hanna-Barbera hero.
Yeah, I remember that dude.
Yeah, Space Ghost. So Space Ghost is the host.
Okay. Space Ghost is the host with the most.
Yeah. His DJ is this insect named Zorak. And then like in the booth, like doing the tech stuff is Moltar. And it's like they would bring on real guests. They'd appear like on like a TV and they would just mess with them, and it's really silly, really bizarre. Wow. I freaking loved Space Ghost Coast to Coast as a kid.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm trying to think if there's, Beavis and Butthead was great.
Oh, Beavis and Butthead. I forgot about that guy.
Ren and Stimpy. My dad loved Ren and Stimpy, so I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Did you like Daria?
No, I never watched Daria. It's for girls.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's
like Beavis and Butthead is for boys?
Yes. 100%.
No, that's not true. Whatever.
But probably my ultimate favorite is Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse? I've never even heard of that.
You haven't heard of Metalocalypse?
No, what the hell is Metalocalypse?
I owned the whole show on DVD.
Really?
Yes.
Metalocalypse. I've never heard of that.
Did you ever watch family or home movies?
Like home movies?
No.
Sure.
There's a show called Home Movies.
Oh, no.
You ever watch Archer?
Yes. I did watch Archer.
I don't know why I brought this up. It has nothing to do with the guy I was about to mention.
Oh, shit. Okay. But
Oh, not Archer. Okay, so H. John Benjamin is the voice of Archer. He's also the voice of Coach McGurk in Home Movies. Home Movies is a show created by Brendan Small.
Oh, jeez.
Brendan Small created Metalocalypse.
Got it.
And Brendan Small
That's
is like...
a journey.
I know, it was. He's like an insanely good like metal guitarist.
Oh, wow.
And so you don't know anything about Metalocalypse. Mm-mm. So it's about a death metal band called Death Clock.
Death Clock.
And they're so big. They're like the world's like 8th biggest economy. It's like U.S., like these countries, and the number 8 is this death metal band, Death Clock. No. Like, they're insane.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah, metal, like Apocalypse, but it's metal.
Metalocalypse. Oh, wow, these dudes.
Yeah.
They look like Metallica dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, weird, that's a cartoon.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's great. It's great. It's really bizarre.
There's a whole episode right here.
It's very violent.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, the first episode is they partnered with a coffee company, and so they put on this concert, and it's, oh, man, what's the name of the coffee? Do you folks like coffee? And when you go to their show, you have to sign a waiver because there's a good chance you'll get killed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, okay.
So, like, they come out of this contraption, and then, like, the walls come down, and it, like, kills everyone.
That's terrible. That's a cartoon.
Yes, you gotta watch Metalocalypse.
All right. I'll watch that. That'll be on my list of things to do tonight whilst I'm getting ready for shows. All right, the next question.
Well, now let's just turn this into a Metalocalypse podcast.
Okay, let's do it. Episode 1, Metalocalypse. From Ark Nessa.
Wait, say her full name.
Ark Nessa plays VA. Is that her name?
Yes, the first time you read it, you said Va. You're like, Ark Nessa Va.
Ark Nessa plays Va. Plays VA.
Yeah.
Do you ever get tired of people asking you to say a line your character says or something in that character's voice for someone? Example, can you say, "Hey, Ark," as Denki, specifically streaming or outside of cons?
Hey, Ark, how's it going? Hope your day goes beyond plus ultra.
Oh, my God. There you go. Ark. Well, how do you feel about it?
I think it's great. I have no problem. The only time it's ever like is if I'm in the middle of streaming and like I'll be talking about something, and I'll be like, "What do you guys think of this?" And it's like, people were talking, and then like randomly someone's like, "Can you say this line as Denki?" And I'm like, "Sure." Like,
Oh shit.
no big deal. But like if we're on a roll, we're like talking about something interesting or fun or whatever, and then
they're like,
just because in my head. My self-conscious head, I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, that person's not engaged because they're just like, I just wanted to say something as Denki.
oh no,
yeah. It's just like, but otherwise it's fine. I don't care. In fact, it can be fun, especially if they have me do something really silly.
Yeah.
Like the I'm Just Ken music video.
Oh my gosh.
That came out because actually Cock, that was his cameo. He wanted me as Denki to sing.
That was a cameo.
That was a cameo.
That was a really freaking high-end cameo.
It turned into a whole thing. But,
that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get self-conscious about it at cons if it's an adult asking me to do stuff.
Oh.
Because, I don't know, it just feels weird. First of all, because I'm just kind of trying to not get overstimulated and like have a conversation with somebody, and so when they're just like, can you do a line as blah blah blah, I don't know, that's the only time I have not an issue, but it just like makes me feel self-conscious. If it's a kid, then I always do it, because I think for kids that actually is like magical for them, and that's like they learn something in that moment, like, oh wow, that does come from like a person, and this is how the donuts are made, you know what I mean? So for kids, I'll always do it, especially if we're getting photos. Like, I like to have them next to me, and they're like, I speak in Toga's voice, like as they're like taking a picture, and their face is like, oh my god.
That's cool.
So yeah, but I don't know, for adults, I guess I feel judged or something. I just get really nervous. So
it is a different energy. Like an adult will be. They always say, can you do an impression of this guy? Or if they're like not really, just like, let me hear your, because they always come up and they're like, so you draw this? It's like, no.
No, I don't draw any of that.
Like, can you do an impression of this guy? It's like, well, I can do the voice.
Yeah.
He can probably do an impression.
Yeah. Because it's like an adult, like adult knows, like adults get it. Like they know that you're doing the voice of this. They get it. They don't need to hear you do it as like a mind blown experience.
Yeah.
But a kid, that's like, oh my gosh, that's where that comes from. You know what I mean?
My favorite is when they like, you do the voice and they like them and their friends freak out and like run away. And you're like, well, where'd you go?
Bye.
Bye. And they come back later.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're right. I never really thought about it like that. But yeah, kids always, it's like, it's almost like Disneyland for them.
Exactly.
Where you're like
you're actually giving them something. Whereas with an adult, it's like, that I do the voice, and it's not, now you're just like monkey dance, monkey sing. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's weird when it's an adult. It's a grown ass adult. I don't mind if on panels, because I feel like that's where that's what that's for. Yeah. So yeah, if you're freaking over 16 years old and you want to come to a panel and ask me to say whatever, I will do it. Because also there's a microphone and you're not like having to strain over whatever. Yeah. So yeah. I know some voice actors are just like no. Straight up no.
I don't get that. I guess unless you're Cliff.
Oh, yeah, because that would hurt.
Cliff, I think he limits it to, like, he'll do, like, a few a weekend. Which I get.
Yeah, totally, because that's hard.
I don't think he does any on Sundays. Because he's like, I have a session on Monday. I can't blow my voice out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not doing any of it, it's like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
People are here to see the voice actor.
Right.
We won't do a little voice acting for them. Man, one thing that I've been... I had one... it was in Calgary, and there was like a couple girls like kind of off in the distance or whatever, and they were just like, and I was like, yeah, like come on up, and they were just like, so they finally came up, and we're like, oh, we don't have any money, and I was like, you could just talk, like, and they're just like, what, we can, and I've been learning more and more, a lot of voice actors will charge
To talk to
to
them?
talk to them.
No way.
Yes.
There are voice actors that charge to talk to them?
Yeah.
Like,
Which, for the
what?
record, I will never do.
Yeah, same.
That seems ridiculous. If you just want to come say hi, like, come say hi.
Yeah. Because you already paid to get in, so.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
I can't imagine the pretentious, like...
Like, who does that? Is it a voice actor or like...
It's voice actors, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that anyone I know?
Yep.
Oh. I wonder if I know who it is. Let's have guesses. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be horrible.
But yeah, no, it's, yeah, anyway, doing voices is fun. It's always, I mean, it'd be weird. It's like, cause we like doing it. Like I like working. Like people, I'm about to, let's see, actually it's coming out. Wait, so this is dropping next Wednesday. So it had already come out. Actually, Arknessa, I'm in a project of hers.
You're in a project?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, I do that, like, Nintendo High. That's how Nintendo High started. Like, they're like, hey, like, do you want to be in this? And I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
I just like working. I like doing fun voices and, like, let's do it.
Kyle just does free work. It's great.
It's not free.
Oh. Well, good.
But yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people would just be like, oh no, it's not like official, it's not from a studio, it's not through my agent. Like,
right. Oh no, yeah.
I'm like, no, like I like working, I like having fun, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arknessa, I'm sorry, I believe it's called Stingray is the name of her project that I'm a part of.
That's cool.
So it just dropped.
No way.
Go check it out.
Stingray.
Sorry, Ark. Next episode, I don't know like where it's gonna be and all that stuff, but
cool.
Yeah, I'm a couple characters in it actually.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of Irish. The only thing this has been so. When you're working on anime, you kind of get used to and can kind of guess how to say these names in proper terms.
Sure.
So in her project, it's been a lot of Irish. So it'll be like.
Oh.
Okay, how would you say Kjell?
Kjell?
Yeah.
Kel. Is that right?
Chalet.
What? Chalet?
It's like Gaelic or something.
That's so weird. They just throw out any letters and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pumpernickel.
Yeah. So,
what? Okay.
Like as I'm doing, I'm like, I think I'm going to guess. And she's like, no, it's not that at all. Sorry, here's the pronunciation. I'm like,
dude.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been interesting, some of the names, but it's been a lot of fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for the questions, y'all. Remember, if you want to ask a question, gotta get in that Patreon, patreon.com/KPF Productions. And there you go. Back to the app.
Back to the app.
We get some Denki.
Denki. We didn't get that much Denki, but yeah. There's some Denki. Was there a lot of Denki?
Definitely more Denki than Toga.
That's true.
Damn. No. Yeah, we cut back to the crowd because they're like talking about like the fight that just happened with Deku and Shinso.
Mm-hmm.
And Denki, he says he's like, oh, Midoriya, didn't he use that on you, Bakugo? Like the flip, and Bakugo's just like, shut the fuck up. But here's why My Hero is great, because I feel like in any other show, it cuts away and Bakugo's like, I don't remember what he was thinking. He has some mental line, and then it cuts back, and it would have just shown Denki just sitting there because his moment is done. But we cut back, and Denki's he's got like the grave face, looking like he's upset that Bakugo calls him Sparky, I think.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't know. It was
Sparky.
Like, I feel like as they're working on it, I don't know if that's a shot from the manga. So either it's Horikoshi or the animators. But they're like, okay, yeah, and then we'll cut back. And instead of just having Denki sit there, let's have him super pouting, like,
and a different animation altogether.
Yeah, it's like, hey, different animation style, but it's great.
It is
that
cool.
Face I mentioned in the pre-watch, that face, I've been using that as an emote in Discord for years now, and I never knew where it came from.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And then you saw it.
And
That's
I
so funny.
Like, oh, That's the emote.
There it is.
I love it. The oh no face, I believe is.
Oh,
what I
no.
heard. And then we have the crowd. Shinso's all sad. People assume he will become or should be a villain, but he wants to be a hero, and all the people in the crowd are like, or the kids in the crowd, or his fellow general studies peers are like, you got this, like you were great, like good job. And then I guess it's a lot of pro heroes, including who in the crowd? You see for the first time?
Miss Joke.
Miss Joke.
Why was she in the crowd?
I don't know. I wonder if
cheering it on?
Yeah, she's just there cheering on. But I wonder if she started. First of all, I wonder if that is Amber doing that voice. Yeah, it sounded like her.
Yeah.
But I could see that. I could see her being named Pro Hero 25,
and then gave her. Yeah. And then they decided that they liked her later.
She has a cool design, but so she's got like the gas mask on with the smiley faces.
Yeah.
But all the pro heroes are, they're like, oh man, that's an interesting quirk. I wish I had a quirk like that. So it's just a lot of hyping up Shinso, which is cool to see, because it's not just, oh, he sucks, move on, he lost. Everyone's like, that's interesting. That's what the sports festival's about. It's not about who wins.
It's just
about how people are using their quirks and seeing these new and interesting quirks. All for a character we've seen for 2 eps.
Right. It's all of a sudden he's a major player.
Yeah, it's we see him. He does come back, I know for sure.
Yes, he does.
In big ways.
Mm-hmm.
But it is just so funny. He's getting this red carpet treatment, and it's just
it's who are you?
For
Where'd
random
you
dude,
come from? Yeah.
Random general studies student. Okay, sure, whatever.
You get to pair up with the main character.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So then Deku goes in. He's talking to Recovery Girl and All Might, and this is when we learn a lot more about One for All. And what is All Might's reaction? Deku tells him about the specters, the aliens. What does All Might say?
Oh gosh, what does he say? It's
because Deku says, "Oh, one of them had your eyes."
Oh, he was like, "Am I a ghost?"
Yeah, he says, "Spooky."
Spook. That's weird.
Which is a great reaction. That's a reaction I would have. But and then Deku leaves, and it's just Recovery Girl and All Might, and so it's All Might seems a little sad, because she's like, "Oh, you were one of the specters, eh?"
Yeah.
One of the aliens, and he's like, "Yeah,
Well,
guess it's finally leaving me."
Yeah.
And so I could, not regret, but, that would be sad. Can you imagine being Superman?
And then seeing your powers?
Superman, yeah. And then, you can only be Superman for less and less because of some big injury. And then you're like, well, no, I got to pass it on. That's what I got to do. So you do. And, you can just feel it leaving yourself. And eventually you're not going to be Superman ever.
That would be so sad.
And he's 55, we determined. So you've been Superman your whole life or most of your life.
Yeah. And now you're
not
watching it go. Yeah, that's sad.
It's gonna be sad.
Yeah. It's you're looking at your successor. It's final. You're useless. No one needs you anymore.
Go off into the golden sunset.
All by myself.
Don't wanna be.
All by myself.
And before we say goodbye to Shinso, let's do. Leah has a fun segment for us.
I do. It's going to be the 2 truths and a lie game because of Shinso's brainwashing. So we're going to see if we can convince each other of our 2 truths and a lie and guess which one is the lie. When I am stressed out, I can't eat anything with stronger flavors because it's I'm already overwhelmed with certain sensories. So eating foods with like sauces or high spices or stuff, I just can't do it. Even if I'm hungry, I'll take one bite and I'll be done. I'll feel like I'm full, but I mean maybe I'm not. Who knows? Okay. I named one of my Stardew Valley characters after a fictional Egyptian princess because my husband is Egyptian, and one of my favorite princesses is in literature is Princess Amneris from Aida.
Okay.
Let's see. And I've never tried eggplant before.
Eggplant?
Yeah. And the reason is, it's really weird. I used to have nightmares all the time about eating a purple vegetable and dying. And so for the longest time, I just never ate it.
That's the lie.
What do you mean?
That one.
Why?
Because you were a vegan for like 5 years.
Oh, shit.
Is that the lie?
Yeah. That was easy. Dang it.
Boom.
Did any of them... What?
There's no way you avoided eggplant and you were vegan. Like, there's no way.
I mean, I didn't like it for a long time because it was slimy, but not because I had nightmares about it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what are yours?
I don't know if I can do this without smiling. Okay, let me do like this.
Kyle's covering his mouth.
So you gave details about each one immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want me to do that as well, or you want to ask questions?
No, I can't ask questions. Like you
can't ask questions?
No,
okay.
You just have to tell me. However you want. You can just say it, or you can, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's your brainwashing.
Ah, okay. I'm brainwashing.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite video game console of all time is the Nintendo GameCube. It came out when I was a teenager, and it was the first console I bought with my own money. I was very proud of it. My favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction. Kind of a stereotypical Kyle thing, but it's kind of the movie that like made me fall in love with film. It was like the first like film I watched, not like, Indiana Jones. And I love Indiana Jones, but it wasn't, it was the first like film I watched instead of like movie.
Okay.
And my favorite TV show of all time is House of Cards. Which sucks because Kevin Spacey is a weirdo, allegedly. But yeah, like, I've never reacted so viscerally to a TV show before than I have House of Cards. Have you seen House of Cards?
No.
You should watch it.
I feel like I should. Yeah. It sounds good.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey's in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, fun fact, the da-dung Netflix, that's him, his ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's what Underwood? I don't remember his first name. Francis Underwood. He hits his ring on the table.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to say that. So it was the cube, and the second one was
Pulp Fiction.
And the other one is Kevin Spacey's show, Cards. I'm going to say it's the first one, is the lie about the cube.
Damn it.
Yeah, because the first Nintendo wasn't the cube. And it was like that Nintendo, right?
Yeah, the NES. The first one I bought with my own money.
Oh, was the cube. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think your first one would have been like the PlayStation or something.
The first one I bought with my own money was... I don't even remember.
Oh.
No, I hate the Nintendo GameCube.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard you say anything about the cube. And there was something about the way you said cube. I was like, oh,
I was
really
like, Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah. It seemed like you actually didn't really like it. Because, yeah.
No, I hate it. Okay, what's your next one?
Round
2. Final round.
2. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. So I recorded as opposites of Sarah Wiedenheft in Dragon Maid and Todd Haberkorn in a show called Suzuka. Suzuka was 26 episodes. Dragon Maid was however long it was. And the whole time, I never met either one of them until a commentary, like a DVD commentary.
Okay.
Let's see. Once... Once upon a time, I was at a con, and somebody brought me a Blair thing to sign, and I signed it, Leah Clark - Toga. That was awkward. So I signed a Blair thing as Toga. And let's see. Okay, my very first professional voiceover gig was a commercial about cat litter.
I think it's definitely not the second one, because I fully believe that. I've put the wrong character name on it before. I feel like the first one is the lie, because I feel like you're kind of misleading me in that it's definitely the first time you ever met Sero was in a commentary, but I'm sure you've met Todd before then at a convention. So I'm going to say the first one's the lie.
False!
Oh, it's the cat litter one?
The cat litter.
I was thinking, because you didn't give a whole lot of details. And I was like, but I was like, so you never met Todd until the commentary? Wow.
Until commentary, and that was 26 episodes of recording Suzuka, and we were both the main characters, back and forth. And Todd was new, that was one of Todd's very first lead roles ever.
Oh, okay. So this is
Frost Bank.
Oh, okay.
And then we did the DVD commentary, and I was like, oh hey, and we watched the first episode together, and that was the first time I ever met Todd. It was weird. I know.
I should have asked. I guess I can. All right. I'm going to do no details.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's what screwed me over. I'm going to do no details. I'm just going to read my statements.
Okay.
I once snuck into an abandoned train resupply station and vandalized it. I once snuck backstage at a concert underage and partied with Rob Zombie's band, not Rob Zombie himself. I once snuck into a community pool and threw all the pool furniture into the pool.
I feel like the first one's the lie.
Why do you think the first one?
I think, I don't know, there was just something about the way it was read. It wasn't with as much weight or as the other ones. So, yeah, I think you partied with, I don't know. I can't imagine you vandalized, broke in somewhere and then vandalized all of it. That would take time. And I think people would be too scared to stay in a place that they broke into long enough to actually vandalize it. So am I right?
No.
God dang! No way.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You vandalized the place?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Which one was the lie?
Rob Zombie's band.
Are you serious?
Man, it's funny though. I feel like what sold it is I didn't even write it down. At the very end, I was like, "Oh, not Rob Zombie. He wasn't there." I feel like that sold it.
Well,
because I was like, that might be too unbelievable.
I believed it because I've done something similar with theater. I used to watch the show Hedwig and the Angry Inch several times, at least once a week for months, and I don't know, people just recognized me, and after we were done, they were just like, "Oh, hey, you're in the audience all the time." I was like, "Yeah." And so I got to hang out with the Angry Inch players. So I was like, "Okay, that's realistic."
No, I was a hooligan as a teenager.
Oh my gosh! And you broke into a building and just vandalized it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we were jerks. We were assholes.
Kyle.
We actually that was a story of my friends being bros.
Really?
There's 4 of us. And we came across this train station. It was a resupply station. We thought it was abandoned, and so one thing led to another, and ended up breaking stuff and all this whatever.
And then you threw furniture into a pool?
Yeah, that was a separate thing. Well, hold on. So the first one, the first
what
one.
The hell? This is about you being awful.
Yes. I was a hooligan. But the first, we're busting up this thing or whatever, and my friend got all cut up because he punched this window in and the glass cut his arm. But all of a sudden these headlights pop up way down at the end, and we're like, oh shit, it's not abandoned. This guy pulled up. And we take off into this, right next to it was just thick forest. And my 2 friends immediately got stuck. And I running in, I'm like, ah, and I it was a movie. I couldn't move. I was stuck in vines and thorns and stuff. I couldn't move. And my other friend just tore through it. It was and they only saw 3 of us. They didn't see that there was 4 of us.
Oh my gosh.
But I heard my snitches get stitches. I stand by that. And so they said, hey, where's the third guy?
Oh, no, and you didn't...
Because they found the two of them. So where's the third guy? They said, what are you talking about? They never said anything.
Oh, my gosh. Good for you. Look at you. Ride or die.
It also helped that the fourth guy who got away, instead of, like, leaving, he went back to our car and, like, hid underneath the car.
Oh, shit.
And so they went back and they saw him. And so he was the third guy that they were looking for.
Oh, my God.
Meanwhile, I'm just stuck in these thorns. And to this day, I was wearing my favorite. I had this button-up T-shirt. It was Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I loved that shirt, and I had to like leave it behind and to get out of it.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if it's still there.
Go check.
I could.
You could.
It might be. It's all torn to shit.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Well, so you got one right, and I got one right.
That's right.
So it's tie.
Yeah.
So tiebreaker is you just say one of the statements, and I have to guess if it's truth or a lie.
One statement?
Yeah.
I have to come up with a statement.
You don't have any more?
No, I don't have any more.
Oh, shit.
We'll just be tied.
Okay, we'll just tied.
We'll do this
Yay!
segment again.
Okay.
That was fun. I like it.
Okay. Yay!
Hell yeah. There you go. Did you guys like Two Truths and a Lie?
Two truths and a lie. Shinso brainwashing style.
Hell
Yes.
Yeah. All right, back to the show. Before Todoroki's battle, Todoroki and Sero, we have a brief moment where Todoroki's like, "Of course, Midoriya won."
Like he's mad and
yeah,
like, wait,
that's what he wanted.
Said we were supposed to because you don't want your dad to what?
Yeah, the last episode, he even says something like, he's like, "You gotta get past the first round. Like we gotta fight." Yeah, and he's like, "Midoriya, what a jerk!"
Stupid Midoriya. It's like they changed their mind. They're like, "Oh wait, we don't like that. Let's make him mad."
Yeah, and then Todoroki, we finally get to see him interact with his dad.
Yeah, and then the dad's like, just get over it. Use your left side. Stop.
Yeah, like, come on, man, just win.
You could have won.
No, I'd rather lose. It's like, okay.
Whatever, dude.
I don't know. Todoroki, he's been like so chill. I'm not a big fan right now. Like, I don't dislike him.
Right.
He's a cool character, cool quirk, overpowered quirk.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I don't know. His motivations are so odd.
It's weird.
And conflicting.
Yeah, it's not relatable.
Yeah, it's not.
And there's not enough dimension to him yet. So, I don't know. Like you said, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't get the hype yet.
Yet.
So, yeah.
We can add him to the list. The Bakugo, Mineta, who else? Or was it just those two, I guess?
Yeah, it was
and now
Deku.
Todoroki?
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Deku. No, Deku's cool.
We get him now. I get him now. Like, I get why Togo would be into him now.
Yeah, Deku's
but at first, I was like, what? You know. Meh.
But yeah, it's just so weird. What a weird moment by Todoroki, and he still doesn't like his dad. He goes out there to fight. Poor Sero. I think he was doomed from the beginning. And what is...
what? Everyone's doomed. Like, why would you fight Todoroki? There's nobody that I can think of, except for maybe Ochako, that would like...
But she'd have to get close enough to touch him.
That's true.
Like, Todoroki seems insane.
Yeah, there's no one can beat that dude. I guess except for Deku. But still.
Even still.
It's like he could just freeze him.
Well, they are going to fight. Because, spoiler alert, Todoroki beats Sero. Handily and immediately. But I love President Mike. He's like, what does he say? He's like, we got Todoroki here. And in this corner, we've got this guy. He says he's got some creepy looking elbows. It's Hanta Sero.
He does have creepy. He has like jar elbows. It's like jars in them.
Yeah, he's got weird jar, or it's like
jar
the ear gauge.
Yes,
he's got like gauges in his elbows.
Elbow gauges.
Elbow gauges.
Stop with the elbow gauges.
Yeah, Sero tried hard. He was like, "Oh man, I hope I can do it." And he got him.
Yeah,
like, I was like, "Okay."
That's
so, in this society, is Sero like, I will never be better than Todoroki? Like, is he like, I'm always going to be at best number 2? Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he would just be like, well, yeah, of course. Obviously, the dude has, like, fire and ice in his fingers. Like,
and he beat him using half of his potential. Like,
that's true.
Half of Todoroki is better than Sero.
Todoroki needs to be in a different class. I think it's just not fair. Like, I don't think it works. Like, he knows how to use it. There's no, like, adjust fine-tuning here.
Yeah.
It's pretty direct. It's pretty obvious. Like, there's not very many people that he's not going to win against that I can think of.
I mean, I guess maybe, like, 1v1, he'll always win. But, I don't know, maybe, like, in a group or something. Like,
yeah.
If it's a group fight.
Then that would be hard.
I don't know.
I think Bakugo might have the best chance because of the explosions.
Yeah, because he can explode out of the ice.
He can explode out of the ice. He could explode Todoroki, and he'd be like, "Whoa, I'm Todoroki, and I can't do it. I'm Todowoki."
Todowoki.
That's him when he gets, I don't know, smashed by Bakugo. Todowoki.
But then and then Todoroki totally destroys Sero, and that's the end of.
That's it.
That's the end of the app.
That's it.
So we're gonna wrap things up with our usual wrap-up segment.
Fun facts and whatnots.
Fun facts and whatnots, which has so far been Class 1A. However, we focus on them so much, and we do have a handful of episodes where it's not. There's just only so many 1A students.
Yeah.
So this is going to be one of those instances where it's not about a 1A person. It's about a general studies person, Shinso. You all know I love the ultra analysis thing, so I'll start off with his stats, which are not great.
Oh, really? That's interesting because he seems to be pretty powerful.
His power is 2 out of 6, which honestly should be 1 out of 6.
His power?
Yeah, he's just
brainwash?
a guy. Well, no, not his quirk.
Oh.
His power.
Okay, got it.
Speed also 2 out of 6. Technique 5 out of 6. And now this could be because I know at some point he gets this mask. I don't remember what it does, and he gets a scarf like Aizawa. So
neat.
This is before or after that. Technique 5 out of 6. Wits 4 out of 6, and passion 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why Deku was able to beat him because he had more passion.
Yeah, more passion. More passion. More energy.
Passion.
More passion. More energy.
My fun facts and whatnots are Shinso was not in the original class roster. In early drafts of My Hero Academia, Horikoshi didn't plan to give Shinju a major spotlight, but fan responses after this festival was so strong that he expanded his role, eventually giving him another arc. He shares a design quirk with Eraserhead, Aizawa, so they both have tired eyes, messy hair, and utility-based hero gear. Horikoshi confirmed the similarities were intentional to foreshadow an eventual mentor-mentee relationship, which is kind of cool. Let's see. His brainwashing quirk was hard to animate. Unlike flashy attacks like Bakugo's explosions or Todoroki's ice, Shinsu's brainwashing is psychological. The animators had to rely on visual effects like glowing eyes and eerie atmosphere to show its power without making it boring.
You've given him like 4 different names, by the way.
Who?
Shinso. You've said like Shinju, Shinsu.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm not saying... Gosh, Lysdexia, you guys. This is what happens. Shinso. You mentioned the Aizawa thing, and so Shinso looks up to Aizawa. He gets a scarf just like him, and he also likes cats. He likes cats?
Like Aizawa likes cats.
Oh my god, that's cute.
Yeah.
How do we know that he likes cats?
I don't know.
We just decide. Oh.
I just looked at he likes cats. I mean, he seems like a cat guy. I don't think he's...
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he'd handle the energy of a dog.
There's no way. Neither one of them like dogs.
No. Popularity polls, always fun to see.
Yeah.
So in order... 1st through 7th, I guess he wasn't in the 8th popularity poll. 12th, 14th, 10th, 23rd, big drop.
Wow.
17th, 13th, and 10th. So
I mean, that's still pretty up there.
For a general studies guy?
Yeah. From, like, nobody man to, like, all of a sudden being a popularity.
Yeah.
That kind of goes along with my other one, which is that, did you know that Shinso, shut up, got a Funko Pop.
Before Denki.
before Denki,
Yep.
and before his costume was even fully revealed in the anime.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, his hero costume?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Months in advance, as it says.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's weird.
That is a fun fact.
Isn't that fun?
His Japanese voice actor, Wataru Hatano, shares roles with Chris Sabat in Ouran High School Host Club.
Really?
Duncan Brannon in Darker Than Black. You know who Duncan Brannon is?
I know that name.
He was, for over 20 years, he was the voice of Chuck E. Cheese.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
David Wald in Fairy Tale.
Aw, I love David Wald.
2 canceled VAs.
Oh, geez. Who else is canceled?
I don't want to say.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And Dave Trosco in Yuri on Ice.
Cool.
So yeah, it seems like, because Duncan and Dave don't have that like gravel, but David Wald and Sabat could definitely do that. Although I think Sabat would have sounded too old to be
Shinso or something.
I think David, he's Tetsu. He could have maybe easily been Shinso. So I can see it. I can
see that too.
That's all I got. I don't know if you got any more.
I think that's it for me too.
There you go. That's fun facts and whatnots. A rare, or one of 5 outside of the Class 1A students edition with Shinso.
Look at that.
All right, that is the app.
That's it.
Where can the good people find you in person and online?
I will, on this weekend, be in Philadelphia for Thy Geekdom Con.
Oh, how was Anime Riverwalk?
It was great.
Nice.
I loved it. It was so fun. It's my first time ever going. June 7th, I will be at Nostalgia Con in Anaheim. And, it's Flag Day, the weekend after that. And I will be at Indie PopCon June 28th.
Indie PopCon's great.
Yay.
I will be nowhere this weekend, but next weekend I'll be in Dallas, Texas for Fan Expo Dallas. Quite a drive for me. Phoenix Fan Fusion the weekend after that, June 6th through 8th. And then I'm a rare time, for the first time in like 3 years, I'll be home for Father's Day weekend.
Oh my gosh, yay!
Yeah. And
That's
then
awesome.
End of June, I got 2 in a row. June 20th through 22nd, Washington State SummerCon. And then June 27th through 29th, Duke City Con in
my hometown,
New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Woo! So yeah, we got some busy summer months coming up, busy Junes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Busy June.
And what about online? Where can people?
Leah Clark VA at mostly Instagram and Twitch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
What are you streaming tonight?
Wednesday, it's Stardew Valley. Woo!
Did you ever play? What were you gonna play? You're gonna play something different.
Schedule 1 or something?
No, well, yes. But...
Actually, I might do that. I might do House Flipper.
House Flipper. Yeah,
I love House Flipper.
Yeah, you got to get a PC before you can do Schedule 1.
I know. It's on the list. It's on the list of things. If anyone wants to donate to my cause.
if you want to watch Leah build her drug empire, go donate
subscribe
to
my
her Twitch.
Yeah, subscribe to the Twitch, please.
The Twitchers. I'm Kyle Phillips Fun everywhere. Also mostly on Instagram. But on Twitch 3 nights a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sunday nights. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Tomorrow night, so today's Wednesday. Tomorrow night, I am streaming Red Dead Redemption 2.
Cool.
This weekend, actually, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I'm streaming Sunday, but dusting off Hades 2 on the 27th on Tuesday. Love Hades 2. I'm excited to stream that once again.
Love Hades.
There you go. All right. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Remember, if you're listening, you can catch it on YouTube, youtube.com/@sparkandchaos. If you're watching and just want to, on the road, give it a little listen. Spotify, Apple, TuneIn, everywhere. You can check it out. And if you want to see it early and uncensored and other fun bonus things, check out Patreon. Patreon.com/KPF Productions.
KPF.
And keep an eye on the socials. Spark and Chaos on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. Not really Blue Sky.
No.
But I think Blue Sky's done.
It had its moment.
It had its moment.
It's over.
Instagram and TikTok. Check out Spark and Chaos. fun clips posted there, show and tell stuff posted there, other fun random images and whatnot.
Woohoo!
Go check it out. But appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week for season 2, ep 8 of My Hero, episode 22. And yeah, that's it. I had a blast. There you go.
That was so much fun, guys.
Hell yeah.
See you later.
Spark.
And chaos.
Out.
Spark and chaos! Spark and chaos! A journey of thought with God.